Welcome to Parsha with Purpose, where each Parsha becomes a guide to living with meaning, serenity, and joy. Parsha Shoftim commands judges to pursue justice with complete integrity. The Torah warns them not to show favoritism, not to accept bribes, because a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise. And the Gemara then takes this a step further. It teaches that a bribe is not only money. Even a small favor can influence a person's judgment. And then it gives a series of fascinating examples. One sage was crossing a shaky bridge when someone offered him a helping hand. Later he discovered this man had a court case coming before him, so he immediately disqualified himself. Another had a feather brushed off his clothing by someone who later appeared in his courtroom. A third had someone perform an almost insignificant kindness for him. Each time, the judge stepped aside. At first glance, it almost seems excessive. Could these great sages really have been influenced by something so small? Rav Pam says that's not the lesson at all. The lesson isn't about how weak they were. It's about how grateful they were. To us, moments like this often hardly register. Someone held the door, someone offered a hand, someone did a tiny favor. We might think it's nothing. They thought, someone just showed me kindness. They noticed. They appreciated. Their sense of hakaras hatov was so refined that even the smallest act created a genuine feeling of gratitude. And perhaps that's one of the greatest qualities we can work on as we enter Elul. We have a tendency to spend Elul looking for the things we're doing wrong. But Elul is about becoming more awake, more aware, more present, aware of Hashem, aware of the people around us, aware of the countless acts of kindness that quietly fill our lives every single day. How often do we overlook what others do for us because we've come to expect it? A spouse prepares another meal, a parent checks in, a child helps without being asked, a colleague stays late, a friend sends a message just to see how we're doing. We barely notice. Not because we don't care, but because familiarity has a way of making blessings invisible. Rav Pam points out that so many strained relationships begin here. We stop seeing the good. We stop saying thank you. We start assuming that kindness is simply someone's job. But imagine how different our homes, our friendships, and our communities would feel if we noticed just one more act of kindness each day. If we thanked people for the little things instead of only the extraordinary ones. Because gratitude isn't only for the person receiving it. It changes the person who feels it. It softens the heart. It opens the eyes. It reminds us that we are surrounded by goodness we so easily miss. And perhaps that's one of Elul's quiet invitations. Before asking, what do I need to fix? Ask another question. What have I stopped noticing? Because sometimes the first step towards becoming a better person is simply becoming a more grateful one. Good Shabbos.